think that was the arrangement.
Yes.
That was just a so you will deal with us, sir. Once again, we welcome everybody. I would want to briefly talk about breast cancer. Since 1985, every year, the month of October has been declared as the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The essence of the declaration is actually to raise awareness about breast cancer and to see whether money can be taken, especially in developed countries, for which we call research into the cause, the prevention, the screening, the treatment, and possibly the cure for breast cancer. So the question is, why the hula balloon about breast cancer? But I want us to put that aside and just talk about cancer generally. What is cancer? I'll need us to be quite imaginative this morning because I'll use analogies to describe cancer. It will not be easy to write on paper. We must all have done basic biology or come across basic biology in some way. There is a phenomenon called cell. Cell is the most simple thing in every living tissue. It's the most basic. Everything that happens to us happens in the cell. And a group of cells that are together doing a common function constitute what we call tissue. When tissues gather together to also have function, they constitute organs like the lung, like the brain, like the liver, like the heart. All of these organs coming together create the human being. So you can see that the most basic, the simplest of all that can exist as a unit on its own is called cell. If we take a look at this building, for this building to be standing, there is a very important material that was used. The block. Without the block, there is no building. So just imagine that the cell is the block in this building. And the wall, made up of a group of blocks, constitutes the tissue. And then the different rooms in this building constitute the organ. And the whole building on its own is the human being. Most of the cities in Nigeria are divided into villages, towns, local government, and cities. If we look at the village as the cell and the town as the tissue, the local government then become the organ and the cities become the individual. So let's come to what cancer is. When that cell that we have described becomes abnormal for certain unknown or not well understood reasons, and begins to behave in a manner that is uncontrollable, then a cancer has developed. When the most basic unit of the human system becomes abnormal and begins to behave in a way that we can no longer control it, it has become cancerous. What this means is that this cell that has turned abnormal and is now uncontrollable has gained a mind of its own and is no longer respecting the order from above, the rest of the body. Meaning that it behaves anyhow it wants to behave, it goes anywhere it wants to go. Again, let me use an analogy. We all drive cars or we have been driven in cars before. And we experience traffic, especially in the morning here. The road safety people that came in actually came in. Early in the morning when you pass here, they stop cars, they allow cars. So ordinarily, if those cars constitute cells, because we all respect their command every morning or every day, there is a pattern of movement that is coordinated, that is not reckless, that is not senseless. As long as that is maintained, there is order. Just imagine that you are driving a car that has now developed a mind of its own, has refused to respect the road safety, has refused to respect the brake that you are putting. Even when you turn off the ignition, it's not answering you. And it's just going anywhere it wants to. It means that over time, this car can destroy other people, can destroy the person that is carrying the car. So in a layman's language, without using too much grammar, this is the best I can offer in trying to talk about, what cancer is. Returning to breast cancer, I asked before I said, why the hula balloon? Why the noise about breast cancer? Beginning from 1975 or thereabouts, women in developed countries, Europe and America, started presenting with, a lot of women started presenting with this disease in a manner that had not been seen before. And the question was, what is causing this problem? A lot of studies were done, and certain information were established. In 2020, according to the World Health Organization, there were 2.3 million women diagnosed in 2020 alone with breast cancer. At the end of 2020, there were close to 8 million women living with breast cancer. The statistics went further to reveal that in every 14 seconds, one woman is diagnosed worldwide with breast cancer. In every 3 minutes worldwide, one woman dies from complications of breast cancer. Statistics are not so good enough. But then we have something to also look at. Out of every 100 people that present with breast cancer in Nigeria, 23 of them have breast cancer. Out of every 100 people that die from complication of breast cancer, 18 people must have had breast cancer. So what is the cause of this breast cancer? Then, like for every other cancer, there is no known single specific cause as that now. However, studies or researches have found there are certain risk factors. There are certain things that make a woman, to be predisposed lifetime to develop breast cancer. So what are these risk factors? Some risk factors are in our hand, meaning that we can modify them. Some risk factors are not in our hand, meaning that we have to take it and live with it like that. So it's a combination of all these risk factors that predisposes women or men, men who have breast cancer, or to breast cancer. So what are these risk factors? For the factors that we can modify, that are in our hand, and maybe when I begin to mention this factor, you understand why now it has become a problem in our society. Obesity has been found to be a significant risk factor in developing breast cancer. Prior to now, obesity was not a problem in Africa because we were not used to eating a lot of the things that we eat nowadays that predispose us to obesity. But a lot of people that are obese and obesity has been connected with breast cancer. Also, it has been found that sedentary lifestyle, whether you are slim or fat, working on the system from morning to night, lack of exercise, has been found to be associated significantly with breast cancer. We must all agree that nowadays, women take their time to get married. In the days of old, our great-grandmothers and our grandmothers, women married before 20. It's been found that marrying after the age of 30 is a significant risk in developing breast cancer. And because a lot of our women are working women, no time to breastfeed, no time to do exercise, not breastfeeding adequately. That's why campaign is usually aggressive with regards to what you call exclusive breastfeeding. Because breastfeeding has been found to also reduce the risk of breast cancer. Some of our women that become menopausal. Menopause is when you stop producing hormones, you stop seeing your estrogen, you stop seeing your menses. There are certain things that happen to a woman. In order to be able to overcome some of those unwanted effects, some people take this hormone that make them to menstruate. They now take it outside as tablets. The injection of this external hormone is associated with significant risk of developing breast cancer. For some reason, when children in maybe their young age have had cancers of different, and have been a treatment that is called radiotherapy, especially in the breast area. The area may develop cancer if it is the breast. So these are factors that are in our hands that we can manipulate, that we can modify. What of those factors that are not in our hands that can make us significantly at risk of breast cancer? One of them is our age. You can't change your age. You can't modify your age. Your age is your age. As you grow older, the risk of developing cancer generally increases because our cells, that basic unit of every life, also gets old. And in an attempt to divide when we are old, it makes certain mistakes. These mistakes sometimes are not adequately corrected. These mistakes sometimes become cancer, especially in our breast. Another factor that we cannot change, that is not in our hand, that we cannot modify, is what we have inherited from our parents, what we have inherited from the generation before us, and what we are likely to give to the generation after us. We can't change that. So studies have found that there are some things that we inherit that predisposes us to developing breast cancer. Also, there are also that women that have heavy breasts, they call it dense breast, may have a of developing breast cancer. Heavy bones too. Those people may have a higher risk of developing breast cancer. People that start to menstruate before the age of 12 have a higher risk. Not that they will definitely develop, have a higher risk of developing breast cancer. Women that menstruate beyond the age of 50 have a higher risk of developing breast cancer. So you can agree with me, there is no one single cause. Breast cancer is not one single disease. For some people, it may be the age that is the offending incident. For some people, it may be obesity. For some people, it is alcohol, it is smoking. So there are various different reasons. But the thing is, most likely it is a combination of 1, 2, 3, or practically all of this that predisposes women to having breast cancer. So how does breast cancer present? It can present early, It can present at a later stage, depending on where the person is located, how much information is available to the person, and how much fitness that person has to quickly go to the hospital. For early disease, what usually happens is that there is an abnormality with the shape of the nipple. If you have a nipple that is pointing out all your life, or your two nipples are pointing out all your life, and one day you realize that one of the nipples is moving inward, it is time to go to the hospital. It may not be anything, but it is time to check. Peradventure, there is something developed. If the nipple area changes color, becomes eczematous, becomes itchy, becomes reddish, becomes too dark, it may be time to seek further information. If the skin of the breast itself changes color or changes consistency, becomes too firm, and is having a lot of holes like the back of orange, on one of the breast, it may be time to look for a doctor. Another way breast cancer may present early is actually a lump in the breast. Women are advised to be doing regular breast. So if by mistake you touch a lump in your breast, everything I'm saying applies to men, please. But it's commoner in women. 99% in women, only 1% is in men. 1% is also, it is failure in the past, but it is not failure when it comes to disease. So it applies as well to men. So, especially when the lump is irregular in shape, when the lump is painless, it is time to get advice. Sometimes, when you are checking your breast, it is advised that you check your armpits too. If you see a lump, feel a lump in your armpit, it may be time to get advice. So, how does breast cancer present late? It is usually obvious. If the breast is big, there is ulcer or wound on the surface of the breast. The ulcer is bleeding, it is discharging, it is odorous. The person has lost weight, the person has poor appetite, and then one characteristic of cancer generally is that they can leave where they are starting from and move to other side of the body when it is late. So when cancer generally, and specifically breast cancer, is presenting late, they may present with traits of disease in other sides of the body. One of those is headache, is vomiting, is convulsion, if it has gone to the brain. One of those is pain, if it has gone to the bone. One of those is pain in the abdomen, of the eye, if it has gone to the liver. When it presents late, these are the things that we see. Peradventure, God forbid, we examine our breast and we see any of these things. Or peradventure, God forbid, we see a friend or a relative or someone around that seems to have any of this. What do? There's only one thing to do. Seek advice as soon as it is feasible. Seek advice as soon as it is possible. When you get to the hospital, the basic thing the doctor will ask is to reconfirm all the stories that you might have and to take you through the risk factors, to try to understand which of the risk factors is actually responsible for what you are presenting with. We call it history taking. And then to examine the breast, look at the lump, if it's lump, look at the nipple, look at the skin around there, look at the skin of the breast, and then ask for investigation, certain tests, to finally confirm that this is breast cancer. Indeed, this is not breast cancer. The essence of this is so that when we present early, the chance of cure is high. When we present early, the chance for cure is high. So when all these tests are being done, the doctor will tell us the stage of our cancer. It's usually stage from 0 to 4. The doctor will tell us which stage to belong. 0 to 2 is quiet edge and is curable. Stage 3 is potentially curable. Stage 4 is not curable, but we can live a long life devoid of pain with stage 4 disease. Having said all of this about breast cancer, what can we do to prevent breast cancer? If we go back to the risk factors that we discussed, the simple thing we can do is to look at those risk factors that are in our hands, that we can modify, that we can modulate, and live strictly, in accordance with the dictates of those risk factors. Number 1, alcohol should be limited. Number 2, smoking should be stopped. Number 3, as much as possible, for our menopausal women, there's no need to be taking external hormones. Obesity should be fought as much as possible. Have ideal weight. The scientists say that if you do 30 minutes of exercise every day, or 150 minutes of exercise every week, you are likely to have a healthy, ideal weight. That may not be feasible for everybody, but it's something that we can think about. And then eat balanced diet. There is maybe the women will know it. There's a diet that is called the Mediterranean diet. We have a lot of things on the diet in our environment: fruits, vegetables, legumes, and all that. But the reason why the idea of Mediterranean diet came up is that it's been found that people that live along the Mediterranean, France, Spain, Italy, Greece, they live very long and live very healthy. So studies have found that it is because of the way they eat and what they eat. This diet that they take has plenty vegetables, has plenty fruit, has plenty nuts, has plenty legumes. And then, as much as possible, we should present ourselves for screening, regular breast screening when necessary. But as individuals on our own, we can screen ourselves. There are certain steps to be taken when, to screen. The number 1 thing is that a girl is mature, she's close to 20, she menstruates regularly, 3, 4, 5 every menstrual cycle. Check your breast, because before menstruation and a few days after menstruation, the breast may still be, big. That may create some fear. Sometimes when you are doing menstruation, you feel lumps in your breast. Please don't do it around that time. It is close to 1 week after you have finished menstruation, when the effect of the estrogen that made the breast big has gone down, then you can now subject yourself to that test at around age of 20. From 30 years to 5 years, there is a test in the hospital for young people that's called ultrasound scan. The breast can actually be scanned, and every 1 to 3 years, it is advised we present ourselves for scanning of our breast. Peradventure, something will be found. For those that are 40 and above, there is an X-ray that is called mammography that can be done on the breast, both breasts. Every 2 years is advised that women that are 40 years plus should present themselves for mammography, so that this their breast can be scanned, and then if there's anything, quick things can be done. So, in essence, what we have tried to look at is breast cancer, and the need here, the emphasis here, is the need to live a healthy lifestyle, and the need to screen, and the need to present early. The reason is because the treatment for breast cancer is costly. Number 2, the disease itself is deadly. Number 3, it leaves a significantly dehumanizing effect on the patient and on the relatives, particularly their finances. And most unfortunately, it It is now a common disease.
So my advice
Is that the women around us, our mothers, sisters, our daughters, should please do self-breast examination as frequently as possible. Thank you.